Thank you. You can make up for it by telling me where the word robot comes from. Where do we get the word robot from?
I can't get that out of my head.
We get the word robotic from the word robot.
Yeah. Take the IC off robotic, you got robot.
It comes from the dance, Stephen. It comes from the dance. this dance.
Is it something you can shout at a machine it's got a chance of understanding?
Oh, interesting thought.
Like, you robot! Whereas if it was called a quark assimilator facimissilator, it might not pick up... It might not pick up how angry you are.
It must be an acronym, right?
No, it's not, actually. It's from a perfectly good Slavic word, robota, meaning a drudge slave worker, a labourer.
Like a drone.
Robota. And it was from a play by a man called Karol Čapek in 1920 called Rossum's Universal Robots, and that's when it was first used. But now, back to the future. What will be the language of the future here on Earth?
Well, if it carries on the way it is, it'll be the sort of hoodies that Ben and I are so firmly against. Kind of like talking like this, everybody is going to talk like that, and that is going to be like the way of the future, you know. Like, it don't matter where you come from, you're just going to talk like that, which I hate. And I think you hate it as well. Yeah.
Oh, dear. Isn't it going to be Mandarin or Spanish?
Interesting thought.
Oh, is it a trick? Is it binary?
Binary.
Is it binary? Is that
No,
right?
it's not, though. You have a picture on there, no. No, it's generally thought to be English, in fact, but a certain kind of English. As many as 80%
Is this kind
of the people...
It's like kind of English?
No, it's not.
It's kind of like English? That's sort of like English? Because that's what I hate.
I hate that too.
Yeah.
I hate that too.
Well, there's a proper debate about this. I mean, because I am a bit of an old fuddy duddy. Oh, it shouldn't change. But of course, language does evolve.
Absolutely.
It evolves,
I
doesn't
can't
it?
bear people being anti about language.
Well,
it drives me
yeah.
mad. People who write into Radio 4 and moan about whether or not someone said more, you know, fewer or less. It actually, it just they're showing
it's a living language.
They just want to show they've spotted
and deal
something.
with it.
Yeah.
You told me off for fewer or less. Or no fewer or less than
obviously.
3 occasions.
Heavens above. No, apparently as many as 80% of people who speak English do not speak English as their first language. They're speaking it together with other people for whom it is their second or third language. And the one that seems to be growing is a thing called Panglish, they're going to call it, i.e. Pan-English, a kind of everyman English. There's a version at the moment which is spoken by a lot of people called Singlish, apparently, which is a mixture of English, Chinese and Malay, Singaporean equivalent to Franglais. See if you can see what these words mean. Lay Leo. It's written as 2 words, it's actually one. L-A-Y-L-E-O. Lay Leo.
Instructions from Mrs. Sayer.
No, it's just radio. You're not on Clue now. Very good. No, it's radio, Lay Leo.
Lay Leo?
Lay Leo.
That's just bad. That's a child. Lay Leo. Well done. He's speaking Panglish, you know. Now he hasn't learned to speak
the language of the future.
Lolex?
A Rolex what?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's rubbish.
Orleng Tzu. O-R-L-E-N-G. Tzu, T-Z-U.
See you soon.
No, it's a drink. I have a glass of Orleng Tzu, orange juice. Orleng Tzu. Orleng Tzu is orange juice. If you go into Singapore and say Orleng Tzu, they give you an orange juice.
Really must. They must try hard.
It's. But that's English has evolved. I mean, a Saxon or an Angle would hear us speaking English and go, no, what have they done with our language? They must try harder. Because we've evolved it into what we call English. They'll do it into what they, you know, will be their language.
That's after they've said, what are you wearing?
No, I had said to me in Singapore...
What?
You, lick Asri.
Lick us, please. Wow.
1988, and I was mistaken for the pop star Rick Astley.
Oh! I thought you said lick us, please.
You pop star! You pop star! You lick Asri.
You lick us, please. No, he was asking to lick you to lick his ass.
Yeah.
You lick us, please.
Being offered a service.
He was an example of Rick rolling.
They were going to give you
Hey.
There is no more mysterious language, of course, than Welsh, where mini golf, for example, is golf mini.
Get away.
True.
You Welsh. Honestly. There are other languages, obviously invented languages. Do you know anything about Klingon?
Oh, yeah, that's a proper language now, isn't it?
It seems to be. There are degrees in it, I believe, in
yeah.
Klingon. It was invented by a man called Mark Okrand, or at least devised. It's rather difficult to have normal conversations in it. There are words for things like a transporter ionizer unit, which is a jolvoy, which you probably knew.
Wasn't he in Midnight Cowboy?
Also, for the bridge of a ship, which is mech, but there's no word for a bridge that goes over a river. But they have translated Hamlet into Klingon. And tachbe is to be or not to be, apparently.
Is there any word for what have I done with my life?
That's so true.
Has it come to this?
Trekkie, I think, is the word for that. But there are more sensible ones. Esperanto.
Now, that was invented, wasn't it?
It was an entirely invented language, but apparently because it's so easy to learn, has only 900 words and has no irregular verbs, it takes you a year less to learn to speak another language reasonably fluently. So in that sense, it's quite useful. Here's an example. What am I saying? Saluton.
Saluton.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. You
Greetings,
see? What
yeah.
could be easier than that? Ĉu vi parolas Esperanton?
Quidditch.
Do you speak... Juvi, do you have Esperanto words, if that's literally saying? But this is mia cousin veturilo estas plena de anguloi.
My cousin is a meerkat of strange angles.
Now, you can work this out. Anguilla is
Nothing.
eel. Eel. In most Romance languages, that's an eel.
Eel?
Yeah, so...
Is it?
Cousin veturilo.
Jellied eels?
Cushion.
Cushion, Peter Cushion, the Hammer Horrors.
Cushion vehicle.
Eel cushion.
Hovercraft.
Estas plenas... Yeah, my hovercraft is full of eels. There you are.
Seriously?
Yes.
I thought you were a bit cross with me then, and you were saying that just to move on.
No, that's what it is, in Esperanto. There you are. Anyway, that's enough of that. The language of the future looks like actually being Panglish, and we'll only understand it if we're lucky.